So, you want to go to Iceland? Great choice. You're about to set foot in a place that feels like it was designed by a moody Norse god with a flair for the dramatic. If you've ever wondered what it's like to visit a country that's equal parts postcard perfect and completely unpredictable, you're in for a treat. It's the land of fire and ice, mostly ice, with a side of, is that a volcano or is the country just angry at me? Here, glaciers and lava fields sit side by side, and the ground itself sometimes steams just to remind you that you're not in Kansas anymore. I stepped off the plane at Keflavik, expecting Vikings to greet me with axes and mead, or at least a dramatic saga. Instead, I got wind. Not just any wind. This wind had unresolved issues. It's the kind of wind that makes you question your hairstyle, your hat choices, and your will to stand upright. It hit me like I owed it money. Welcome to Iceland, where even the air has attitude. I'd seen the photos, beautiful people in warm sweaters, smiling by waterfalls, looking like extras in a cozy Nordic movie. I thought, how hard can it be? So I packed a light jacket. Mistake. Turns out Icelandic summer is just winter with better marketing. The cold here isn't just a temperature, it's a lifestyle. It seeps into your bones and makes you question your life choices, your packing skills, and whether you should have just gone to Spain. Those smiles in the photos, that's just facial muscles frozen in place. Behind every grin is a silent scream for thermal underwear. The drive from the airport looked like the moon if the moon had moss and regret. No trees, just drama. It's a landscape that makes you feel like you've landed on another planet. Iceland's landscape makes you feel tiny, which is great after a cramped flight. Suddenly your problems seem as small as you do. I was ready for adventure. What I found was that my phone's weather app is a filthy, optimistic liar. It promised sun, but Iceland delivered a full 4 seasons in an hour. Iceland doesn't have weather, it has mood swings. One minute it's sunny, the next it's hailing, then fog. Sometimes all three at once, just to keep you humble. Welcome to Iceland, where the only thing more dramatic than the scenery is the wind. Buckle up. Let's begin this wild, windswept adventure together. Iceland's nature is breathtaking, literally. It's the kind of place where the scenery doesn't just sit there looking pretty. It actively challenges you to survive it. The wind will knock the breath out of you. It's not just a breeze, it's a full-body experience, like being shoved by an invisible giant. The tourism board calls it the land of fire and ice, and they're not exaggerating. Volcanoes and glaciers coexist, sometimes within sight of each other, making the landscape feel almost otherworldly. But honestly, it's more like the land of potholes and unreasonably confident sheep. The roads are a test of your driving skills, and the sheep, they're the real locals here. Sheep are everywhere, staring at you like they own the place. Honestly, they do. They'll block your car, pose for your photos, and never look even slightly concerned. The landscape is minimalist. Rocks, moss, and glaciers that look like they're plotting something. It's stark, but there's a strange beauty in its simplicity. You drive for hours through lava fields that resemble burnt brownies. It's beautiful, but intimidating. The emptiness makes you feel like you're on another planet. The moss is so precious, you're terrified to step on it. It's like nature's velvet carpet, and you don't want to be the one to ruin it. Signs everywhere. Don't step on the moss. It's practically a national commandment. You tiptoe through nature like you're in your grandma's living room, afraid to leave a single mark. The weather? Unpredictable. 4 seasons in 10 minutes. Sunshine, rain, wind, and snow can all happen before you finish your coffee. Packing is a paranoid exercise. You'll find yourself second-guessing every item, wondering if you're ready for whatever the sky throws at you. You need sunglasses, a winter coat, rain pants, and sunscreen, just to survive a day trip. It's fashion chaos, but it's the only way to be prepared. You look less like a tourist and more like you're prepping for the apocalypse. Locals just give you a knowing nod. It's not a vacation, it's a survival drill with epic views. Every step is an adventure, and every moment feels like you're earning your right to be here. Iceland's beauty is wild, untamed, and a little bit out to get you. It's a place that demands respect and rewards you with awe. But that's what makes it unforgettable. You don't just visit Iceland, you survive it, and you remember it forever. Onward. Iceland's must-see? The geyser, specifically Strákar. It erupts every 6 to 10 minutes, so you stand shivering with a crowd staring at a puddle. For minutes, nothing. You wonder if you're being pranked. Then whoosh, boiling water shoots up. Everyone gasps. 5 seconds later, it's over. The steam smells like eggs that have seen things, not the good kind. You've waited in the cold for a giant, smelly water explosion. It's a metaphor for something. The best part? Watching the impatient guy walk away right before it erupts. Small victories. After 2 or 3 eruptions, the novelty fades. It's a one-trick puddle, but you have to see it. It's Iceland's Eiffel Tower. If the Eiffel Tower smelled like a chemistry experiment gone wrong, you take your photo, buy a geyser magnet, and move on. Slightly damper, definitely smellier. Mission accomplished. Next stop, more water, less sulfur. Let's keep moving. Iceland's checklist is just getting started. If there's one thing Iceland has in even greater abundance than sheep, it's waterfalls. Seriously, it's as if the entire country is in a constant state of melting, and every hill or cliff is just waiting to become the next Instagram-famous cascade. You can't drive 20 minutes without spotting another one tumbling down a cliff. Big, small, wide, tall, take your pick. Some are so close to the road you could almost roll down your window and touch the spray. The first waterfall you see, probably Gullfoss, will leave you speechless. The roar is deafening and the spray hits you from 100 yards away, soaking your jacket and your sense of awe. Then you see the second, the third. By the 10th you're just, oh look, more waterfalling. It's like nature's version of binge watching, except every episode is wetter than the last. The names, forget it. You give up and call them the big one, the one you can walk behind, and that other one. Icelandic is a beautiful language, but it's not designed for the tourist tongue. Walking behind Seljalandsfoss sounds magical, until you're drenched, shivering, and look like a drowned rat in all your photos. Still, you do it for the story. The waterfalls are genuinely stunning, but after a while you're desensitized. Iceland is showing off, and you start to wonder if there's a secret competition for most dramatic water drop. Locals will still point out another cascade with pride. You nod, very watery, very vertical. You try to sound impressed, but your socks are still wet from the last one. Every waterfall has a gift shop. You can buy a postcard, a t-shirt, or a chunk of volcanic rock, probably from the parking lot. There's even waterfall-themed chocolate. It's a well-oiled machine. Cold, wet, overwhelmed? Buy a $50 wool sweater you'll never wear again, but at least you'll be warm for the next waterfall. That's the Icelandic way. Nature, then capitalism. The wild beauty, followed by a credit card swipe. But after all this, you'll never look at a regular faucet the same way again. Every drip will remind you of Iceland's endless dramatic waterfalls. On to the next adventure. Waterfall fatigue is real, but in Iceland, it's just part of the experience. The Northern Lights, main reason people brave Icelandic winters. It's sold as a celestial ballet. The reality? Mostly waiting in the freezing dark. You're bussed out to nowhere, standing with strangers staring at clouds. The guide, Bjorn, swears, "Any minute now!" You sip hot chocolate, make awkward small talk, and wonder if the lights are a myth. The sky stays stubbornly blank, you start to feel ghosted by the universe. Then if you're lucky, the clouds part. Bjorn yells, "There!" You see a faint green smudge, it's gone in seconds. Everyone cheers like they've seen a miracle. Your phone captures only darkness. The Northern Lights, a scam run by camera companies. Some get the full show, most get cold disappointment. Nature doesn't care about your schedule. It's humbling, and maybe good for the soul. But you'll wish you'd stayed in the hotel, watching a movie with a guaranteed ending. Still, you'll tell everyone you saw the lights. That's the Icelandic experience. Onward to dinner. Icelandic food is an experience. The star hakarl, or fermented shark. It's not food, it's a dare. They bury a shark for months, dig it up, and serve it to tourists. The smell? Ammonia and regret. You chase it with Brennivin, a schnapps called Black Death. You need it. Eating hakarl is a rite of passage. You do it for the story, not the flavor. But not all Icelandic food is terrifying. The lamb is amazing. Sorry sheep. Skyr, a thick yogurt, is delicious. And the hot dogs? Legendary. There's a famous stand in Reykjavik. It's just a hot dog, but it's a national treasure. The menu can be a minefield puffin, whale, moral crisis. Mostly you stick to fish and chips. But hakarl is always lurking, judging. It's the final boss of Icelandic cuisine. You don't have to eat it, but you'll never forget it. Iceland. Come for the views, stay for the food dares. Next challenge, the language. I thought I was smart, until I met Icelandic. The language looks like someone fell asleep on the keyboard. Letters like the and are those runes or letters? Pronouncing anything is humbling. Kirk Juby Jarklauster? My tongue gave up. Locals say it perfectly, making it sound like music. I just point at the map and grunt. Even simple words are tricky. Thank you is tak. Hello is hey. But then there's Eyjafjallajökull, the volcano that pranked Europe. I'm convinced Icelanders name things just to watch tourists struggle. You quickly learn to appreciate silence. The landscapes make sense, there's nothing to say. You communicate with smiles, nods, and pointing. Icelanders are tough. They survive the weather and speak a language that sounds like a secret code. They're probably unbeatable at Scrabble. You leave with a deep respect and a sore tongue. Iceland, where even the words are an adventure. Next up, the sun's identity crisis. Let's go. Iceland's relationship with the sun is complicated. In summer, it never gets dark. Midnight sun sounds romantic, until you're living in perpetual jet lag. At 2 a.m., the sun's out. Your body wants sleep, your brain wants breakfast. Blackout curtains become your best friend. You feel like a vampire. The endless daylight means you can sightsee at midnight, but you lose all sense of time. In winter, it's the opposite. 4 hours of gloomy daylight, then darkness. The sun barely rises, then gives up. It's dark when you wake, work, and go home. Perfect for hibernation or vitamin D deficiency. This is when you hunt for the northern lights, because what else can you do? The extreme light cycle shapes the people, energetic in summer, introspective in winter. As a tourist, you only get a glimpse, but you feel the intensity. In Iceland, daylight isn't just a thing, it's the main character. Time to wrap up. Final thoughts ahead. After all my complaining, would I recommend Iceland? Absolutely. Go for adventure, not a beach vacation. Expect to be cold, wet, and confused. Iceland doesn't coddle you, it challenges you. It's wild, weird, and unforgettable. Let's be honest, we travel for the gram. Iceland is the ultimate Instagram backdrop. Your friends will be jealous of your epic photos. They don't need to know you couldn't feel your fingers. Beyond the photos, Iceland is genuinely special. Ancient and new, harsh and creative. The people are warm, even if the weather isn't. They thrive where most wouldn't. Pack your warmest clothes, your waterproof everything, and practice saying tak. Go for the landscapes, the food dares, the daylight that messes with your head. Go because it'll make you laugh at your own discomfort. You'll come back with stories, a new appreciation for central heating, and the joy of a sun that sets. And you'll have the photos to prove it. Iceland, it's worth every shiver. See you there.